I'd ask that everyone please turn off your cell phones or put them on silent. Thank you. Sunshine notice?
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by publication in the Home News and Tribune on January 2nd, 2019, indicating that the North Brunswick Township Council hold regular meetings on the first and third Monday of each month at 7 p.m. at 710 Herman Road, North Brunswick, and agenda meetings on the second and fourth Monday of the month at the same place at 7 p.m. In the event a regular meeting falls on a legal holiday, the meeting shall be held on Tuesday night after said holiday at the same place and hour.
Thank you. Chad, will you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone. We are going to begin tonight's meeting with an unveiling of a flag that Mr. Davis is going to take care of.
Oh, you know what? Let me.
Do you want to say something?
Thanks, Amanda. Chad, Luann, Director, and Eric, we all come up. This is a really important day. As you know, or people who know me, know that I lost my cousin on 9/11. He was murdered that day, and I got a call from Chad and Marissa, and Chad's cousin, it's Nicholas Abate, right, okay, and he was a Marine combat veteran in the Korean War, and he had this flag, which we're going to show you tonight. At first I had called my cousin, his father, and he has one of these flags in his office. So on behalf of all the people, who had died that day, first of all, I want to thank Chad and Marissa for thinking of me when this came up, and for all the help from some of the people on our committee for 9/11. So, Eric, you ready? All right, here we go. Oh, you want to, come over here. Come on in. Come on in. Yeah. Come on. I'm taller than somebody. Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody.
Tonight we're going to be honoring two of our great programs that we have in our schools. First, we're going to start with Youth Art Month, which honors and promotes art education in the United States. And Mr. Corbin is going to read this proclamation. Is there anyone from the arts department in the high school or district here?
I think we have the superintendent and his assistant. I think they should come up since it's for students. I think that's only appropriate. And, well, I'll keep my mouth shut about Boston, so anyway. All right, this is a proclamation by the Mayor and Council of the Township of North Brunswick. All right, whereas art education contributes powerful educational benefits to all elementary, middle, and secondary students, including the following. Art education develops students' creative problem solving and critical thinking abilities. Art education teaches sensitivity to beauty, order, and other expressive qualities. Art education gives students a deeper understanding of multicultural values and benefits. Art education reinforces and brings to life what students learn in other subjects. And art education interrelate student learning in art production, art history, art criticism, and aesthetics. Whereas our national leaders have acknowledged the necessity of including arts experiences in all students' education and agree that support should be given to art teachers as they attempt to strengthen art education in their schools and communities. Now therefore, we, the Mayor and Council of the Township of North Brunswick, do hereby proclaim the month of March be observed as Youth Art Month and call this observance to the attention of all our citizens and urge all to take interest in and give full support to quality school art programs for children and youth. Congratulations, Brian. You guys did a great job.
Council, Mr. Corbin, thank you. March is Art Month appreciation, and throughout our district, we will have our students doing wonderful work. Just as a commercial, May 9th, after all the work we do all year, including March, May 9th will be the District Art Show. It's a culminating event at the high school that draws more than a few hundred people throughout the district to come by and admire, and a chance for our students to show off their hard work. But I think Mr. Corbin really summed it up with the proclamation. When we look to educate children, it's the whole child. And art is really stimulating our students to their creativity, their imagination. It's just not the book knowledge. It's really about what they can think and produce and create, and art is really a vehicle to do that. So we're appreciative that the council recognizes the wonderful curriculum that we have, and I want to say on behalf of our art teachers and staff, thank you for this recognition.
Thank you.
Oh, right, you get that.
Next on the list, the Department of Parks, Rec, and Community Service will present a proclamation to the North Brunswick School District Music Department for their support to the Department of Parks, Recreation, Community Service programs and events throughout the year. Ralph? So if the music department can come on up?
Liz, did you bring the recorder tonight? I did. Yeah, no, I'm going to play the recorder. Hey, Danny. How are you? Good, how are you? I was like, Ralph says me names in a round. Cooper, what else? Daniel. There's like Mitchell. This way, so we can, where's the
Ralph, you can move, Jamie, they can move down a little bit this way. We got all this room here.
Don't be embarrassed. We're not going to bite. Here.
Now, I don't want any of you to try anything tonight, because I have a lot of police officers here to help me out, so, okay. Yeah, you musicians, you never know what you're going to try, you know. I'm going to have to take a deep breath, because there's a lot of small words on here, so. This is a proclamation by the Mayor and Council of the Township of North Brunswick. Whereas the Township of North Brunswick, along with the Department of Parks, Recreation, and Community Services, acknowledges the musical professionals of the North Brunswick Township School District for their talents, dedication, and student participation, as well as their support for all township-wide events, particularly those related to the Department of Parks, Recreation, and Community Services. Whereas James Egan was hired as music teacher at the North Brunswick Township High School in September 2000, in 2015, he transitioned to his role as K-12 music supervisor for the North Brunswick School District. Respectfully referred to as Jamie by many, you could always find him having a jam session with his students during football games and at school performances, as well as jumping on stage and conducting students during concerts. I remember going to New Brunswick at the State Theater. You guys had the students down there with Glenn Burtnick at the Christmas show. That was pretty cool. Under his leadership, the North Brunswick Township School District has been recognized nationwide for 2 consecutive years as one of the best communities for music education. Jamie has gone above and beyond supporting township events, especially for the Department of Parks, Recreation, and Community Services. The Township of North Brunswick also acknowledges the following music instructors for their service. Whereas John Adams, Arwin Capusta, general music teacher, choir, instruments, Dan Mitchell, instrumental music teacher, who is retiring this year after 30 years in the district. Whereas Livingston Park, Elizabeth Fackelman, general music teacher, North Brunswick TDSD alumni ukulele group, the choir, marching band, Martin Luther King celebration, Memorial Day, Veterans Day, participates in summer camp for all elementary instrumental music students. Stephen Comar, instrumental music teacher, North Brunswick TDSD alumnus, runs summer camp for all elementary instrumental music students, band, orchestra, high school jazz band, marching band, Memorial Day, Veterans Day. Whereas at Parsons, Megan Major, general music teacher, choir, Martin Luther King celebration, Phyllis Bonaducci, instrumental music teacher, band, orchestra, high school jazz band, marching band, Memorial Day, Veterans Day. And whereas at Judd, Elizabeth Perriman, general music teacher, choir, bells, award-winning choir, Joseph Scala, instrumental music teacher, NBTSD alumnus, band, orchestra, winter percussion, participates in summer camp for all elementary instrumental music students. And whereas at Linwood Middle School, Richard Golozelski, sorry about that, orchestra teacher, who will be retiring this year, Rachel Clark, choir teacher, Linwood Day, September 11th Memorial, marching band, New Jersey Music Administrators Association Regions Band, Christopher English, band teacher, Linwood Day, September 11th Memorial, marching band, participates in summer camp for all elementary instrumental music students. Whereas NBTHS Vanessa Marino, our choir teacher, Veterans Day, September 11th, Memorial, high school tree lighting, Martin Luther King celebration, Memorial Day, Cooper Ford, orchestra teacher, holiday tree lighting, award ceremony, local resident and soccer coach. Jeffrey Smith, band teacher, marching band, Veterans Day, September 11th Memorial, participates in summer camp for all elementary instrumental music students. Danielle Nudelman, band percussion teacher, NBTSD alumna, leads the marching band, Veterans Day, September 11th Memorial Day, and Paul Bongiovi, percussion director, 12-time TIA, it's Tournament Indoor Association, Indoor Percussion Champions. And now the mayor and council of the Township of North Brunswick, along with the Departments of Parks, Recreation, and Community Services, recognize the talent, collaboration, and dedication of the North Brunswick School District Music Department and wish you continued success in the future. Congratulations.
Well, thanks so much. I really want to just look at the team for a second and turn my back to you. Thank you so much. It is an honor to stand in front of such a talented group that works so hard and does so much. There's a lot on that proclamation, and there's even more that isn't on that proclamation that you do every single day for the children in North Brunswick. And to the rest of the room, one of the things we try to teach in the music program is community service. So when there's a thing in town that could use some musical support, and we want our children to learn community support early. That's why they join volunteer fire squads or the rescue squad, or they join the town council, or they join the police department. So we're trying to teach community service to our children through participating in events like this. And I couldn't do that if the staff didn't have the same exact philosophy. They do. And they spend a lot of extra hours with the children in North Brunswick to make sure that they learn those lessons. And it also wouldn't happen without the support of the Board of Education, people like Mr. Ligori that's at every single event you ever see, he's always there. And the administration and the central office and all the principals, there are several here tonight, and we really do appreciate your support. The way we built the program in North Brunswick wasn't any one person, it wasn't 5 people, it was a lot of people. And it took the entire town. It took the town council, the Board of Education, administration, but make no mistake about it, the people in the trenches that work the hardest are the people behind me. So, thanks.
I read a lot of names on here, and I probably screwed up most of them, so I'm going to let them introduce themselves.
Jeff Smith, high school band.
Liz Perryman, General Music, Judd.
Dan Mitchell, John Adams, instrumental music.
Vanessa Moreno, NBTHS Choir.
Cooper Ford, high school orchestra.
Liz Fackelman, General Music at Livingston Park.
Stephen Komar, instrumental music, Livingston Park. March 28th, Night of Jazz at the high school. Come on out.
By the way, they're all professional musicians. Most of them are working later. Paul Bon Jovi's working right now with our award-winning percussion at the high school, so he's got a rehearsal tonight. So Paul Bon Jovi at the high school.
I'm Arwen Kapusta. I teach general music at John Adams Elementary School.
Danielle Noodleman, band and percussion at the high school and the middle school.
Rachel Clark, vocal music and adaptive music at Linwood Middle School.
Chris English, Linwood Band. Joe Scala, instrumental music at Judd.
Rich Galaziski, orchestra at Linwood.
Megan Major, general music at Parsons.
Phyllis Bonaduce, instrumental music, Parsons School.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. We do have an amazing music department. My kids are taught by 3 of the teachers that are up here, and they are extremely talented and very patient. Next, we will be administering the oath of office to 2 members of our police department. First, I'm going to call up Mr. Cox. And your family.
Good afternoon, I'm Director Kenneth McCormick. Here with me is Deputy Chief Battaglia, Captain Brian Hoiberg, and Captain Corey Harris. You guys want to come up, too? Sergeant Myron Cox was hired by the North Brunswick Police Department in 2000 as part of the New Jersey Department of Personnel Intergovernmental Transfer Program. He was formerly employed as a police officer with the City of Orange Police Department, which he joined in 1995. He was promoted to sergeant in 2014. He was assigned to patrol and the Task Force Street Crime Assault Unit. Cox majored in business management and marketing at North Carolina A&T State University in Greensboro, North Carolina. He completed emergency medical dispatch training and basic communications officer training. He earned a bachelor's degree in criminal justice from Caldwell College and a master's degree from Seton Hall University in education, leadership, management, policy, administration, and supervision. Cox received an individual citation in 2014 for his prompt and professional actions while investigating a motor vehicle crash on Route 1. He observed a car coming toward him with an unconscious driver and a juvenile passenger. He grabbed onto the moving vehicle, opened the driver's door, and stepped on the brakes before any harm came to human life or property damage. He has received numerous commendations and letters of appreciation, including a Medal of Merit, unit citations, and Cox was also the recipient of a life-saving award for his response to a 911 call of a 2-year-old baby who was not breathing. You got a long bio. He instructed the caller on how to begin CPR to revive the baby until officers arrived within minutes at the scene. His wife, Aaliyah Cox, is here, his daughter, Amaya, and his son, Christian. And I'd like to make note, many of the officers are brothers from Orange PD are here. And that says quite a bit when in 2000 you left, 19 years later you have this much support from Orange. It shows the individual that you are. So thank you guys for coming out.
I state your name.
I, Myron Cox,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and the governments established
and the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in the state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully
and I will faithfully
and justly
and justly
perform all duties
perform all duties
of the office of Police Lieutenant
of the office of Police Lieutenant
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hi. I just want to thank all my family and friends for coming out. It takes a village. I can't do this all by myself. I have a lot of support to keep me going, so thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Good to see you. What? It's for the riot thing.
Before I forget, because you always forget something when you're up here, I want to thank the council president, the mayor, and the council, and especially the business administrator, for all the support they give us in the police department, and you've been supportive every time we've asked for something and always come through, and we thank you for that. Thank you. Detective Robert Powell? Detective Robert Powell was hired by the North Brunswick Township Police Department in 2002. He began his career in law enforcement at the Middlesex County Sheriff's Department in 2001. He served honorably for the United States Navy for 4 years in support of Operation Desert Storm. His assignments included the Detective Bureau, Anti-Crime Unit, Patrol, 2 times with the Middlesex County Multi-Jurisdictional Gang Narcotics Task Force. He's the Range Master, Arson Coordinator, and Counterterrorism Coordinator. Powell is the recipient of many letters of appreciation, a life-saving award, and several commendations, including 7 unit citations, an individual citation, and an Exceptional Service Award in 2017, involving a 2014 homicide where the defendant was sentenced to 80 years in prison as a result of his investigation of the case. He also received an Exceptional Service Award in 2018 for the arrest of individuals and seizure of a large sum of drugs, cash, and a loaded handgun from a motor vehicle stop. Today, he's joined by his wife Joanne, his son Robert Jr., and his daughter Lindsay. Congratulations.
I state your name.
I, Robert Powell,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and the governments established
and the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully
and that I will faithfully
and justly
and justly
perform all duties
perform all duties
of the office of Police Sergeant
of the office of the police sergeant
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Very few words, very few words. Along with, like what Lieutenant Cox just said, thank you all for coming. I appreciate it all very much. One thing I've always thought is you need to know a good supervisor to be a good supervisor. And luckily, in my career, I've had many good supervisors. Thank you.
Always looking for it.
We're going to take a short break for 5 minutes, and there are some refreshments in the other room. Thank you.
can tell the cameras have lights on it too, like that one. Here we go.
We'll reconvene at this time. Would any member of the council like to have any items removed from this evening's consent agenda? Is there a motion to approve consent agenda items A through I?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Andrews?
Yes.
Mr. Corbin?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Socio?
Yes.
Ms. Guadagnino?
Yes.
Is there a motion to approve our minutes from the regular council meeting of February 4th, 2019?
So moved. Second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ordinance for first reading and introduction, number 19-05.
Number 19-05, an ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 268, Rent Control, Sections 268-7A through C, Rent Leveling Board of the Code of the Township of North Brunswick.
Is there a motion to introduce ordinance 19-05?
So moved.
So moved. Second.
Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Andrews?
Yes.
Mr. Corbin?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Socio?
Yes.
Ms. Guadagnino?
Yes.
Ordinance for first reading and introduction, number 19-06.
Number 19-06, an ordinance of the Township of North Brunswick in the County of Middlesex, New Jersey, authorizing the waiver of sewer connection fees for the project known as Main Street, North Brunswick, located at what was formerly known as 2300 Route 1 on Block 148, lots 5.04, 7.01, 7.03, and 23 on the official tax map of the Township of North Brunswick, Middlesex County, New Jersey, which was subsequently been subdivided and is governed by Section 205-76.1, Transit-Oriented Mixed-Use Development Overlay of the Township Code of the Township of North Brunswick.
Is there a motion to introduce ordinance 19-06?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Andrews?
Yes.
Mr. Corbin?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Socio?
Yes.
Ms. Guadagnino?
Yes.
Ordinance for second reading and public hearing, number 19-03.
Number 19-03, an ordinance of the Township Council of North Brunswick amending Chapter 311, Section 25, maximum taxi fares permitted.
Is there anyone who'd like to be heard in public hearing on ordinance 19-03? Is there a motion to close that public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Is there a motion to adopt ordinance 19-03?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Andrews?
Yes.
Mr. Corbin?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Socio?
Yes.
Ms. Guadagnino?
Yes.
Ordinance number 19-04 for second reading and public hearing.
Number 19-04, an ordinance of the Township Council of North Brunswick amending Chapter 318, Transportation Services.
Is there anyone who'd like to be heard in public hearing on ordinance 19-04? Is there a motion to close that public hearing?
So
So
moved.
moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Is there a motion to adopt ordinance 19-04?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Andrews?
Yes.
Mr. Corbin?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Socio?
Yes.
Ms. Guadagnino?
Yes.
Thank you so much, Council President, for covering everything for me this evening. I hear you did a very nice job, so I really appreciate it. Is there any reports or comments from any member of the council this evening? Eric, what's the weather update for tomorrow? Thank you, Eric. Your precision is why we love you. Is there anyone who'd like to be heard in regular public hearing this evening? Mr. Nastis?
Someplace. It opened. Is it? Yeah, East Brunswick. They need it, they have nothing else.
No, wait. Anyway, short and sweet. The attorney's a lot better looking than the last one.
Is there a second?
Hey, I was blushing. All right, this is real quick. The difference between my issues with the town and the time that the council thinks I'm rushing things. What I brought to your attention has been on the agenda for the last 10 years. All right, so if 10 years is a rush, then I'm right. And to prove it, I don't know if any of you know it, but the Livingston Avenue Bridge, someone painted it. No surprise, huh? You all knew it?
I didn't know it. I'm glad to hear it.
The front has been painted. Now, let's see if it takes another 10 years to paint the back.
Well, I don't know if I'll have my paintbrush by then.
Well, if you don't, I'll come and get you, Bob, and I'll help you.
Okay.
And I'll bring it
Well,
back.
that's good, we have a volunteer.
And the third thing I wanted to bring to your attention was, 341 Old George's Road, the Combs property. I got a phone call from Mr. Combs from Pennsylvania on Sunday, asking, telling me that someone from code enforcement, who lives on Bergen Avenue, by the way, told his wife to remove the cars some time ago, and she failed to do it. I said, I can't do anything about that. It's an ordinance, and you must comply with the ordinance. And then he said, I said, property maintenance, and I explained to him the property maintenance, that you have to maintain the property. You live in Pennsylvania, but you still have to maintain your property in Jersey. And he told me, well, I don't have to worry about that because the church is buying it. I said, well, do you have a contract with the church, signed contract? He said, no. I said, well, then you're still responsible for cleaning it up. He said, well, I can't do it, I'm in Pennsylvania. I said, it's real simple. You call DHS, explain to them the situation. They'll bring a dumpster over and a crew. They'll clean up your property for you and, you know, charge you for it. And you can't pay them to lien on your property. That's when he started to get a little hot. He said, what do you think, I'm crazy? He said, they're going to give me a summons, and then they're going to charge me for all this work. I said, well, you got to maintain the property. They explain the issues to you. It's up to you to perform. And then he got really loud on the phone, started a whole bunch of lingo, and I gave him an Italian goodbye. Mr. Socio will explain to you what Italian goodbye is.
You know, Mr. Davis knows that too, you know. Mr. Davis also knows that too, so.
He doesn't know the difference.
Tony, Tony.
He's deaf.
You're deaf. Real quick. That property is for sale, because it's around the corner from me. There is a sign on the front of that piece of property.
Right.
That is for sale.
Right.
It's been there for about 4 or 5 days.
4 or 5 days, that's all?
I'm not buying it, but,
No, wait, 4 or 5 days?
yeah, at least.
It's been here for over a month.
No, it's on, then it goes off, then it's back on. Because I've been looking, because you and I talk, I've been looking at
It falls
it.
down every now and then, but the realtor keeps putting it back up.
Yeah, well,
She's had the listing for quite some time.
yeah, I know, off and on. Yep, okay. But since we had to talk from the last meeting, I went past and I could see the sign up again. So, all right, so hopefully we'll get
Well,
it resolved.
supposedly, he said to me, the church is going to buy it. And I asked him if he had a contract. No. Well, no, it's still for sale until, you know, both parties sign. I'll tell you, you're a lawyer.
That doesn't mean it's sold. You can get a
Right.
contract all you want. But
You know,
I'm just telling you, an
I'm trying
update
to
on it.
explain to the guy that, you know, the situation. I said, you're still responsible for the maintenance of the property. I don't care if you live in Chicago.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you go by his house on Linwood Place, it was started off as a one-family. I don't know if there's one family or two family in it now, but I do know that there's a truck parked behind the garage on the grass, and that's not legal.
All right, well,
But the church did not sign a contract buying it.
I'm just giving you an update, since I live in the area, that I saw that sign up again. That's all I'm telling you.
Yeah,
Okay?
it goes up and down, you know. It gets knocked over, blown over. But I'm glad the code enforcement officer that talked to...
Tony, usually when a sign's blown over, you see it laying on the grass.
What, it disappeared?
I don't know what happened to it. I'm just telling you what I observed, okay?
Well, I hope the realtor is listening tonight and they take care of it.
Okay.
But I'm glad that the code enforcement officer was nice enough to give Mrs. Combs my name and phone number. That's why Mr. Combs called me, but I don't care. I take all the heat, because if I think I'm right, I go all the way.
Well, Thank you, Mr.
I hope it
Nastas.
doesn't take another 10 years to finish the stuff that you agreed to, Mac.
Thank you, sir. Is there a motion to close the public, you want to be heard in public hearing? Okay, let's close the public hearing. Is there a motion to, is there anybody else that wants to be heard? Is there a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Is there a motion to hear comments from the Director of Public Works?
No.
Sorry, Eric.
As Eric comes up,
Come right on up, okay?
Mac, as Eric comes up, I'd like to acknowledge we have a group of seniors, I'm going to assume, right, from the MBTHS AP government class. So I'd like to say welcome. Hopefully you learned something tonight, I don't know. Or if not, just tell your teachers that like you did on your half day tomorrow before you go home early and enjoy the weather that he's going to talk about. But welcome, guys, and hope you have a good rest of your school year.
Thank you all for coming. Director?
Just want to mention, just with the new snow ordinance that's in effect, and right now they are calling for up to 4 inches of snow, that the residents be on guard tomorrow morning, that if the accumulation doesn't drop, that DPW will be out plowing, and I believe the police department will be out enforcing the new ordinance. Okay? So just check that out in the morning. It could change. I heard it changed a little bit, but not much.
Thank you.
That's like a typical weatherman on TV. Good one, Eric. I think Eric's deaf, too. I was just saying, you sounded like one of the weathermen on the TV.
Every winter, I try to be a meteorologist. I know. 3 different meteorologists to outcast what we're going to have.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, sir.
If I may ask Eric a question, I mean, if indeed the residents have to move their vehicles into the designated lots, we are going to have equipment out there salting and make sure that the lots are accessible and things like that, right?
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Is there a motion to adjourn our meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Everybody have a nice night.